Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Finance Story. Here I have Rohit Bhatt with me. Hi, Rohit. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So, please kindly introduce yourself and how are you and where are you from and why CA happened for you?
Hello everyone, I'm Rohit Bhatt from Delhi. I secured All India rank 22 in CA intermediate exams held in December. My total was 625 marks. I chose CA means from 10th standard I chose because I had an interest in maths. When I entered 11th, accountancy became my forte. Like it was the most loved subject among all. So that motivated me, and then I decided that I have to do chartered accountancy course only.
Right. So then you gave your foundation and then comes the intermediate part, which is like a quite shift from our regular studies. So how did you prepare? Did you always had that target to give the both groups and go for an all India rank?
Even before giving my foundation exams, when I gave 12th exams, I knew that I have to score good rank in CA intermediate exam. So when my CA foundation exams got over in December 2020, from the next day onwards, very next day, I started my two subject classes. Then even before the result could be declared, I had already completed two subjects, and other two subjects I was doing. So I was a step ahead of others. That gave me advantage of starting early.
Right. So, how did you plan your next 9 months of preparation? Tell us more about that.
What my strategy was that I always took two subjects at a time. Like first was accounts law, then it was cost and tax, and one was theory. Because if you want to do well and get an all India rank, you definitely need to score good marks in theory, because that is where theory marks make the difference. Like I got 86 marks in law. That is what gave me this rank 22. So I did not ignore the theory subjects from start, though I did not get my expected marks in foundation in law. So I got the certified, analyzed it, where I have to improve, how marks are given, how marks are deducted, all that analysis I did for every subject. Then I decided and went forward with the ICAI material.
Right. So, we always have that weak subject, and on that we have to work a lot. So, was there a such subject for you, and how did you cope up? And what more did you get to achieve better marks?
Weakest subject was EIA system. Then it was audit. So when in July I had started my revision. By July 10, my syllabus was over. So then I thought that since I had finished my classes in April of audit. So when I started studying, it was like I am not able to remember. First time I did, then I had no confidence. Once again I did, then I thought now I am able to remember. But I still did not cover all the chapters. Like 13, around 10 I was able to do. Uh, but means in July I did second revision, gave a mock test, got the marks. Then like it was near exam 58. Then I did one more round of revision of audit at that time. So then I got 78. Then my confidence was that now I can score very good. Then I did other subjects in between, and last 2.5 months I realized that if I need to score, I have to study EIA system, because there I was really facing problem. So one teachers I took the test series. It was very detailed, like two chapters. So I did two chapters prepared. That several times I did. Then I was little confident in EIA system.
Right. So, we say that last 20-30 days are a game changer. So, how did you prepare in your last 1 month of preparation? What was your routine like, and how did you manage to get an AIR? Because the perfection is happens in the last 1 month. So, what was your strategy like?
What I tried was that I do not have to stress in the last month. So my preparation was almost, and revisions was also done. I maintained my cool, and especially in the last 20 days, what I recommend is don't do any mock test. Like 1.5 months before, I did a mock test, and that test I failed. I got 36 out of 100. So that was like, it brings down your confidence and all. And regarding study, I never studied more than 7-8 hours a day. And it is not that you have to quit all the things. I used to watch YouTube and vlogs and all that. It is because if you study the entire day, you will find it boring and will not be able to concentrate. And one more thing, what I did was 1 week a day, it was completely off. I'll do what I enjoy, whether it is playing or like I want to use social media or like that.
I mean, it's great that you have a balance of both so that you can be more efficient. So that's great. Now, approximately there are 75 days to the next attempt, and some people failed and some people have their first attempt due. So, would you like to give them a strategy to, so that they can get better?
Although one strategy which has worked for me or for some other person may not work for third person, but still what I would like to recommend is that like if 75 days are given, may every day you divide into 60-40. Give more priority to the theory subject, because first time when you saw the class you did not learn it, whereas for the numerical subjects you must have practiced, done the homework, and also first round you can do just one time. You have to see through all the questions, and then you will be able to perform well and write at least one mock test for each subject, so you get to know the how to manage your time, especially in first group accounting. Cost paper was so lengthy. I had myself done 6 mock tests, full syllabus mock tests for accountancy. Still, I thought that means I was able to finish just 5 minutes before. So that what my feeling was, that if I hadn't done these mock tests, though I knew a 100 marks paper, I wouldn't have attempted even 80. So that is a game changer, because suppose even if a student doesn't know that 20 marks, if he attempts that 4-5 mark or whatever he gets, that will always help him.
Yeah, makes sense totally. So now let's go subject wise as per the intermediate, and your one advice for each subject. So what is your advice for accounts?
Account, just do ICAI material very religiously. Each and every illustration and the practical questions. There are some questions where ICAI's treatment is somewhat ambiguous. So if you want to score marks, mark it and learn it that way. That is the only solution if you want to. And there is no need to focus a lot on the formats. You can draw with pen and all. And even if you don't have time, you can always omit the narration or write in 2 words. Like I have also 2-3 words like written journal entry made. It's because it carries no mark at entry level. We need to understand the evaluator's mind, that he gets 5-10 minutes, so what he will be able to evaluate. So always have the focus on content than the quantity.
Right, makes sense. So this goes for advanced accounts also.
Yes.
So what about law and audit?
For law, what you should do is first time like you understood the concept. From second time you have to learn the provision, like try to replicate the language, because what the like everybody will be able to give the correct conclusions. You need to understand the step. There is step marking in law also, like they one conclusion is asked, it is a 4-mark question, 3 mark for the provision, and there is no need to emphasize a lot on the section number. I myself in other laws 40-mark section I did not learn even a single section number, and in company law also out of 10 chapters only 2-3 chapters I did, and still I was able to score 86 marks. So your emphasis should always be on the provision part. Try to replicate the institute's suggested answers.
Right, okay. And what about costing? Costing is a subject everybody dreads. So what about it?
It was one of my favorite subjects, because
Right.
those who love maths will always love costing. means the problem in costing or the beauty is that if you do 1,000 questions, a question will come which will always be out of that. So you need to understand the concept, and you can do what I did was I institute material, and still if you need to do some extra exercise, uh, you can do the ICA practice manual, which is available for old course. That will be more than sufficient for costing, and same for FM because the preparation strategy remains same for both.
Okay, and now taxation. So, what about it?
Taxation, I liked it a lot, and it is the only subject in which I recommend not to study from the ICA material because it is bulky. There are 5 thick books, and 1.5 days you simply cannot revise it. So for some, you can always do selective study for tax. Like there was one chapter TDS. I never studied it. I always knew that this is going to. I will skip it in the choice, and 1-2 chapters in GST also I did the same. Then one thing, it is like in all the MCQ papers, especially in tax, ICA has uploaded MCQ booklet. It has means higher order thinking skills. MCQs are there, case studies are there. That is so good. I did each and every question, and it helped me. And in some papers, exact questions from that book were picked up and put. So that was really, it helped a lot. And in income tax, like if you are studying from ICAI, just there will be some provisions, plain provisions will be given, and illustration is not given. You need to find out from the net or somewhere else that how this is applied, because the study strategy is very different from law. In law, the language and all, it is theoretical. Here we just need to understand the its application, because the question paper is 100% numerical based. So that needs to be done. You need to practice means a lot previous year or papers first.
So Rohit, what advice would you like to give to someone who was not able to clear this time, and what should be their strategy moving forward? Should they go for just both groups or just go for the single group? What should they do now to restart their prep?
As regards whether they should give single group or both group, that is a very personal choice. It is like whether you will be able to manage that much stress, because it becomes really stressful at one point that you think, let's skip this attempt. So if you cannot handle it, better that go group by group and go clear each separately. And for those who couldn't clear, what I will like to say is that recommend that you should this time do the ICA material, means cover the ICA material from cover to cover, because the questions 80% paper, sometimes 90 or 95 also, the papers come from the ICA material. You need to understand how they write the answers in practical also, because and maybe one more area you lacked is in practical papers. Very few of us know that suppose question is 10 marks, in some questions 4 or 5 marks out of it is for working notes. So even if your full answer is correct, you're not going to get the marks. And one is that I knew from my costing teacher, he told me to write the Hindi notes or whichever language you're comfortable in. If a question is there, I'll write there only that this special point is there. So that helped me a lot in the last year revision. I didn't have to study the practical subject like a day and a night, and did not even do a question by hand. And multiple times you should do the same question or same if it is theoretical subject, same point you need to revise again and again. Then it will be embedded in your brain. Then only you can put it on the examination sheet and get marks. And don't just like your target shouldn't be 200. If you keep that target, then it is very likely that you will end up there 5-10 marks. So target for like 240, 250, 60%. Then maybe even if there is some error or some issue comes, you will be able to easily clear it.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense. And so, since CA, we have a lot of vast syllabus to cover. And so, what was your strategy like just 1.5 days before your exam? how do you wrap up a subject in 1.5 day?
Like we got 1.5 days. So first, actually I did study one day only. Like today is accounting exam. Day after tomorrow is law. When I come home around 5:30, then I'll all enjoy. I'll watch YouTube and I will not study till night. Then I will sleep in the morning from 5 or 6. Then I started all, and those what I tried was like 60 marks I used to cover that day, which was full holiday. And next day means it is law exam is there, so that day I will study from 6 or 5 o'clock in the morning till 12 noon on the same day. So that was how I did the last day studies. It's like if you have done multiple revisions, it will be easy for you.
Right. So, did you make any special notes to revise, or you were studying from your material?
Only for one subject I made notes, that was EIA system, because for that subject you need to do question wise study, and you cannot understand a lot in there. You need to make the mnemonics. Mnemonics are very important in EIS, because if your heading is correct, then you can somewhat make up the explanation part.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we'll wrap up. Just answer that. What were your learnings in the last 1 year? How have you evolved? It was a very tough journey getting an AIR, both groups, within the span of 9 months. So, what were your learnings in this while?
It was like I did target, so many a times it happened with me that I got very demotivated, that it is becoming very difficult or hectic schedule. But like with one friend, I used to talk on WhatsApp or on call. Then we used to motivate each other, and so my target I did, and 3 months at least. If you want to get good, 3 months you should keep with mock test for each paper, and you need to be positive. There will be many who will say that it is very difficult, but if you believe in yourself and work hard, turning a deaf ear to them, you can definitely score much better than me also.
Great. So thank you, Rohit. Thank you for being on the Finance Story.
Thank you.